The story continues with Jackob having kidnapped Deli, Mrs. Vilicazi. He tells her, "I think I've given you enough time. I know you didn't deserve this, but because of my father's death, you have no choice but to forgive me." He places a Bible on Deli's thighs and points a gun at her, intending to kill her. However, memories of Nandi's words come back to him, telling him, "I think you've already fulfilled your revenge." Before he pulls the trigger, he hears the sound of car brakes outside, and people rush in. It is Nandi, Vuyo, and Leonard. They beg him not to do what he is about to do. But Jackob refuses, telling Vuyo that they are all on the same side, and that this is the only way to punish Vilicazi. Vuyo responds, "Wait first, I've already spoken to Precious's mother." Jackob doesn't understand. Vuyo continues, telling him that he recorded everything Precious's mother said, and that he now knows the whole truth. Jackob calms down a little, but Leonard suddenly tells Vuyo to kill Jackob for Zinal's sake. Jackob becomes furious upon hearing this and turns toward them, firing shots wildly near them. However, Nandi bravely steps in and calms Jackob, who eventually agrees to throw the gun down. Leonard shouts again, urging Vuyo to kill Jackob quickly, but Nandi scolds him. After that, Nandi goes to Mrs. Vilicazi and removes the cloth that had been stuffed in her mouth to stop her from screaming. Furious, Deli starts insulting Jackob and even spits on him. As she continues insulting Jackob, Vuyo takes out his phone and plays the recording of Precious's mother, telling her, "Your husband is the one who is mentally sick." Precious's mother reveals the secret that Vilicazi started a sexual relationship with Precious when she was only 16 years old. One day, she caught them in the act. She called her husband, who was Vilicazi's driver. He was extremely confused by what he heard, because his job had always been to take Busi, Vilicazi's child, to school and bring her back home. She explains that on that day, he did not take the child home after picking her up from school. Instead, he kidnapped her with the intention of hurting Vilicazi the same way Vilicazi had hurt them. When Busi's body was found, Vilicazi completely lost control and killed Precious's mother's husband. That is why they framed Heba, to stop investigations into Busi's death. At that moment, an argument erupts between Vuyo, Leonard, and Jackob. Nandi suddenly steps in and reveals another secret. Leonard is also fine and does not have amnesia. Everyone is left shocked. Leonard responds by insulting everyone. At that moment, Deli, Mrs. Vilicazi, picks up the gun, points it at them, then turns it on herself and shoots herself dead on the spot. Later, Vuyo takes the Bible from Deli's hand and puts it into the inside pocket of his jacket. Nandi receives a phone call from Vilicazi, and she runs outside to answer it. Jackob follows her shortly after. As Vuyo is about to leave as well, Leonard suddenly points a gun at him and demands the recording, because he knows what will happen if Vuyo leaves with that secret. Meanwhile, at the dirty underground club, Vilicazi's guard approaches Clinton and whispers something to him in front of Zinal. Zinal asks Clinton what is going on. Clinton replies that the man who invited them wants to talk to him briefly, so she shouldn't worry. We return to Vuyo and Leonard, who are now fully at war. Leonard desperately wants the phone with Precious's mother's recordings, but Vuyo refuses. A serious fight breaks out. Vuyo manages to knock Leonard down, but Leonard grabs the gun beside him and shoots Vuyo, then takes the phone containing the secrets. At the same time, Jackob and Nandi get into a car to go rescue Zinal at Vilicazi's club. Clinton goes to meet the person who called him. It is Vilicazi. Vilicazi gives Clinton drugs as a reward for bringing Zinal to his club. Precious, who is sitting nearby watching everything, confronts Vilicazi after Clinton leaves and asks him why he is giving Clinton coke. Vilicazi replies that it is not coke but heroin. Precious is not pleased by this. After taking the phone from Vuyo, Leonard receives a call from Vilicazi, who asks what is going on. Leonard says that he shot Vuyo. Vilicazi says he doesn't care about that. He wants to know where his wife is and whether Jackob is still with her. Leonard remains silent for a moment, unsure how to report that Deli, Mrs. Vilicazi, is dead. Eventually, as he looks at Deli's body, he decides to tell Vilicazi, "Your wife is dead."
She's dead.
"I'm sorry." This response makes both Vilicazi and Precious burst into tears. Vilicazi completely loses strength and collapses onto a chair. Later, Nandi and Jackob arrive at the dirty underground club. Disguised provocatively, Nandi successfully seduces the guard and gets inside, where she quickly changes clothes and starts searching for Zinal room by room. Zinal and Clinton continue enjoying themselves and enter a secret room. Clinton persuades Zinal to take drugs, and she agrees. They take them, get extremely intoxicated, and lose consciousness. Nandi searches everywhere for Zinal without success, even removing masks from some women inside the club, thinking they might be Zinal. Later, she sees Precious finishing a drink and heading in a certain direction. Nandi follows her into the bathroom, where they come face to face. Nandi asks, "Where is my child?" Precious turns on her angrily, blaming her for leaving Jackob to kill Deli. Nandi replies that Deli shot herself and that Jackob let her go. She adds that Deli killed herself after learning the secret about Precious and Vilicazi. Precious is left trembling, unable to answer where Zinal is, and instead calls the guards to arrest Nandi. Nandi presses further, reminding her that she was only a 16-year-old girl, memories that deeply torment Precious. Vilicazi is completely broken, sitting on the floor in deep sorrow. Precious enters the room where they used to punish themselves and do other things known only to them. Things they had been doing since Precious was only 16 years old. You know what I mean? Vilicazi begs Precious to punish him properly for failing to protect his wife Deli. Precious replies that if he had called a press conference, he could have saved her. Vilicazi says he deserves to be punished now for not doing so. Precious tells him that Nandi is here looking for her daughter and that she has told her everything she heard from her mother. Vilicazi replies that there is no need to deal with the past. Precious then takes a whip and brutally lashes Vilicazi. Jackob pretends to be drunk and tricks the guard holding Nandi, managing to knock him down and rescue her. They then agree to search for Zinal in the private rooms. Precious ties Vilicazi up in preparation to punish him as he requested. She reminds him of the cruelty he inflicted on her when she was still a young girl and reveals the truth about Boosie's death. That she accidentally killed Boosie while covering her mouth and nose as they were hiding so she wouldn't scream and alert that cruel man. Vilicazi is even more shocked, as he never knew this. Precious tries to kill Vilicazi by strangling him with a belt, but by chance, Vilicazi manages to overpower her and strike her with his elbow, knocking her down. Meanwhile, New Year celebrations and fireworks are going on, so no one hears what is happening inside the rooms. Later, Nandi encounters the same guard she seduced earlier and tricks him again, saying that his boss Vilicazi wants to see her that night. The guard hesitates but eventually agrees. Nandi enters Vilicazi's private room, where Vilicazi has freed himself and is attacking Precious. As Vilicazi strangles Precious, Nandi strikes him on the head with a bottle. Vilicazi gets up and attacks Nandi, but Nandi stabs him in the stomach with a shard of the bottle, killing him. She then puts on a mask and leaves. She passes the guard, thanking him, though something seems wrong. The guard runs inside and finds that Vilicazi is no more. He draws his gun and goes looking for Nandi. As Jackob continues searching room by room, he finds Zinal unconscious after being drugged. He tries to perform chest compressions to restore her breathing. Nandi arrives and finds Jackob trying to revive Zinal. Suddenly, the guard appears and orders them not to move. Before he can act, a gunshot is heard. The guard falls to the ground. Shockingly, it is Vuyo who shot him. How is this possible when Vuyo had been shot by Leonard earlier? It turns out the bullet never penetrated Vuyo's body. It hit the Bible and stopped there. Later, the police arrive. Nandi and medical staff carry Zinal out and place her in an ambulance. Precious is also seen being arrested. As Precious is loaded into the police car, she locks eyes with Jackob, and they glare at each other in anger. News spreads about the death of the Prime Minister, while his personal assistant is arrested for questioning. Dark secrets about the minister are revealed as Jackob watches the news. It is also announced that Heba was not the Boosie's killer, bringing hope to Heba's family. Vuyo remembers his lover Brenda, takes her photo, looks at it, and kisses it. Suddenly, there is a knock on the door. Chaos. The police arrest him for the murder of Yusuf Fayard. He didn't kill him, so who set him up? 3 weeks later, Nandi visits Vuyo in prison. Vuyo asks how he could be arrested for Yusuf's murder when he didn't kill him. Nandi replies that someone bribed the police. They found Yusuf's body with Vuyo's fingerprints everywhere and a video of Vuyo breaking into Yusuf's door. Vuyo insists that he found Yusuf already dead. He believes Precious did it. But the truth is that Nandi herself framed Vuyo and ensured he would spend life in prison, because he once imprisoned her as well. Nandi stands up, puts on her dark glasses, and leaves. Vuyo is left in disbelief, calling out, "Nandi! Nandi! Wait!" Later, Nandi files for divorce from her husband Leonard. Leonard resists, but Nandi reminds him of journalist Yusuf. Precious told her everything. Otherwise, Vuyo wouldn't be the only one rotting in prison. This hits Leonard hard. He has no choice but to sign the divorce papers, knowing he is the one who killed Yusuf, not Vuyo. He is also told to resign from his position as a judge. There is also suspicion that he did something to Precious's mother after taking the recording from Vuyo, since she has remained silent, possibly killed or threatened. In the end, Nandi and Jackob meet again and rekindle their love. It becomes a one-night stand. Zinel returns to Laura. Laura's first question is whether she slept with Clinton. Laura is very jealous. Zinel says no, and their love is rekindled. In prison, Precious is seen releasing leaked photos of a female judge having sex with Vuyo. This becomes the excuse used to free Precious, and she is released from prison. Leonard is left in immense pain, helpless and crying deeply. Nandi decides to leave the city entirely, leaving Jackob a message saying she loves him very much but cannot be near him for Zinel's safety, since Zinel can never forgive Jackob. Goodbye, Jackob. Later, Nandi and her daughter Zinel are seen on a beach by the sea. Our story ends here. In your view as a viewer, will this movie continue, or does it end here? Remember, Leonard is left alone. Did Nandi truly fall out of love with him that much? We all know the power of love, but once someone is exhausted, it is hard to return. What happened to Precious's mother after Leonard took the recording from Vuyo that exposed everything? Vuyo is in prison for life. Will he remain there without investigation while Precious is free, yet holds the secret proving Vuyo's innocence in Yusuf's murder? Leonard is free but is the real killer. Will he continue walking free? Precious and Jackob are both free now. Has Jackob completed his mission? We are left with many unanswered questions. I leave these questions to you to discuss in the comments. Thank you for following from the beginning to the end. Subscribing and turning on notifications is important because many more stories are coming, and if there is a continuation of Fatal Seduction, you will be informed very early. Stay safe, lovers.